Expendables 3, starring Sylvester Stallone, the cool guy from every single action movie you have ever watched in your entire life. Jason Statham, the bald ass kicker, and a vicious future fashion for his villain, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the freaking Terminator, Harrison Ford, Han Solo / Indiana Jones, and so many other legendary actors in one damn movie. Isn't that just awesome? I honestly think the producers of this movie spent way too much money on the cast members than the visual effects, because at sometimes they just happen to look awful. Expendables 3 opens up when Barney, played by Sylvester Stallone, and his buddies are dealing with this case, and Barney finds out that his arch enemy, who was once an Expendables member and a dear friend, is still alive, and he's coming after him now. Barney, who doesn't want to risk his friend's life in the process of killing his arch enemy, decides to retire all of them and to recruit a bunch of young Expendables members. In that way, he doesn't have to care about them. Anyways, Barney does end up giving a crap about his new Expendables members. By that time, Mel Gibson, who plays a former Expendables member turned into a weapons dealer, captures his new Expendables members. So we're left with a story that is about to tell us, will the old Expendables members help Barney to kill his arch enemy and to rescue his fellow new Expendables members? The movie does hold a lot of unrealistic scenes that you cannot unsee whatsoever. Let me tell you why this movie has been pretty unrealistic for me. So a bunch of old badass dudes are going against an army full of douchebags led by an evil weapons dealer. At least one of them should get killed, right? Surprisingly enough, none of them get killed. And that's even more surprising than the entire plotline of this movie. Because half an hour into this movie, I exactly knew how this movie is gonna wrap up. And that's how exactly the movie wrapped up. So no surprise there. And everyone in this movie apparently has an happy ending. Wow, for a moment there, I thought this movie has been produced by Disney itself.
Say what?
If you're a big time fan of the Stallone movies in general and this series, there is no doubt at all that you will hate this movie more than Michael Bay destroying your childhood memories with atrocious movies like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and so many others. Or maybe not, because nothing is worse than Michael Bay destroying your childhood memories with awful movies. The most anticipated fight sequence of this movie, which is when Mel Gibson goes face to face with Stallone. Even that was horribly rushed, and that's probably just a sweet result of this movie being PG-13.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Don't get me wrong here, but I was expecting way more violence in that scene, and that did not happen. In all honesty, I really don't think PG-13 was that bad of an idea. What I'm really trying to say is that it could have been a better PG-13 movie if the storyline was a bit more unique from the other Expendables movies and with more depth to the storyline. Plus, the characters could have been a bit more dynamic. The movie wasn't just all bad action sequences and unsatisfying results of this being PG-13. I actually did enjoy some jokes from this movie by Jason Statham and Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas, I'm not gonna lie, is probably the best part of this movie for being like a live action cartoon character. Harrison Ford was the usual likable guy, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is in a pretty good part of this movie, and I like it. Jet Li was barely there for some weird reason. Even though the movie is not utterly bad, since I did enjoy some good old fashioned face to face fight scenes, it still does not live up to your expectations of being fascinating, agreeable, or even interesting, and all that crap you want it to be. All I'm trying to say is that the bad portions of this movie stood out more for me than the good portions of this movie. Therefore, I have to give this movie a C+. Is this a movie that you would want to go watch it on theaters? Maybe not, but maybe if you're a big Sylvester Stallone fan and a big fan of the Expendables.